Welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. This is for week 3 of the Premier League, and now there are no more excuses. Teams have to deliver. First game up is Tottenham and Wolves. For Tottenham, they drew away to Chelsea 2-2 at Stamford Bridge, which, when you're looking at it from the outset, it's a decent result. Having said that, a lot of people said that Tottenham were going to win this game. And now they're saying that Tottenham were lucky to get anything out of this game. It's funny how people have changed their opinions so much. What people are also saying is that the ref cost Chelsea this game. I'm not really sure how to respond to that because I haven't watched the game, but it seems that maybe Chelsea were a little unlucky. Tottenham have picked up 4 points out of 6, so for them, it's a decent start to the season. And for Wolves, they are struggling. They picked up just 1 point out of 6. Now, once again, it's only 2 games, but it's still a bad start. This will be a tough game for Wolves. I did say that their loss to Leeds was a bad loss, but looking at it now, I think Leeds are actually a decent team this season, so maybe it's not as bad as we thought it was. But then they went and drew at home to Fulham, which you could say is a good result considering that Fulham actually nearly beat Liverpool on the opening day. But then you could say that Liverpool are actually struggling this season as well, so it's really hard to gauge where teams are at. Having said that, I think Wolves will struggle in this game, and I think it'll be a 2-0 win to Tottenham. Next game up is Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. This game could go either way. Palace did get a 1-1 draw away to Anfield, which, once again, it looks like a decent result. But you need to factor in that Palace went 1-0 up in this game. It was 1-0 at halftime. And then about 10 minutes into the second half, Liverpool went down to 10 men. At this point, Palace had to win this game. It doesn't matter if you're playing Liverpool or Manchester City. If any of these two teams go down to 10 men, you need to win. You have to win. There are just no excuses. And somehow, Palace drew 1-1. Unacceptable. And for Aston Villa, they managed to beat Everton 2-1 at home, which, obviously, a win is a good result, but they nearly threw away this game. They conceded a late goal, and then they nearly conceded another goal in stoppage time. Absolutely ridiculous. This will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Everton and Nottingham. This will be a tough game for both sides. Either side could win it. Obviously, Everton have had a dreadful start to the season. They picked up no points out of a possible 6, so this is a must-win game. And for Nottingham, surprisingly, they played really well in their last game against West Ham. I thought they were going to get dominated and even destroyed, but somehow they managed to come away with a win, which they were kind of lucky because they did save a penalty. But I think they were I think they were well worth the 3 points. So well done. Once again, this will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 1-0 win. A 1-0 win to Everton. Somehow. Next game up is Fulham and Brentford. This will be another tough game for both sides. For Fulham, I think they've had an impressive start to the season. They've picked up 2 points out of 6. They've drawn with a tough Liverpool team. And they've also drawn away to Wolves, which isn't the easiest game to play in. They probably should have won that game, but, penalties get missed and, things happen. For Brentford, they're having a really good start to the season. Well, that's an understatement. They're having an exceptional start to the season. They came down from 2 goals down away to Leicester. Oh my god, I'm actually repeating myself. They came back from 2 goals down against Leicester, and then they beat Manchester United 4-0, scoring 4 goals in the first half. So, well done. However, coming to this game, they'll be playing against a Fulham side that's high in confidence, so I think it'll be a lot tougher than playing a Man United side that is just dreadful at the moment. This will be a close game. It'll be a tough one. I think it'll be a 3-1 win to Fulham. Next game up is Leicester and Southampton. This is another tough game to call. Leicester have had an interesting start to the season. They've obviously let a 2-goal lead slip, which is devastating for them. And then they've gone away to lose 4-2 to Arsenal. So they're scoring goals this season, but they're also conceding goals as well. So that is a concern. And for Southampton, they're in a similar boat to Leicester, but you could say they're kind of in the opposite direction where, they got destroyed against Tottenham in the first week, and then they came from 2 goals down against Leeds to draw the game. So I think their confidence will be, sort of high because, they didn't really let a lead slip. Well, they did against Tottenham, but against Leeds, they had to come from behind to draw the game. So, I think they'll fancy their chances in this game. This will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. Next game up is Bournemouth and Arsenal. This will be a tough game for Bournemouth. I don't really see them winning this game. And obviously Arsenal, obviously they've had a perfect start to the season. And I think that'll continue. This will be a 3-1 win to Arsenal. Next game up is Leeds and Chelsea. This could be one of the games of the weekend. Like I was saying before, I think Leeds have actually surprised us this season. I thought they were really going to struggle, but they're actually doing really well. They're creating chances and they're scoring goals. So, thumbs up. And for Chelsea, obviously, they probably deserved to beat Tottenham last week. But, that's football. These things happen. And it's surprising because, a lot of people were saying that, even me, that, well, we could really see they were struggling in pre-season. Even the manager came out and said that they're not ready for the season. And now look at them. So you kind of wonder whether you can actually really, believe everything you actually hear, even from the managers as well. So, going to this one, I think it'll be a really entertaining game. If there's a game you want to watch this weekend, I'd recommend watching this one because I think it'll be worth watching. This will be a tough game. I think either side could win it. I think this will be a 3-2 win to Chelsea. Next game up is West Ham and Brighton. Oh, there's so many tough games to call. I actually don't know which way this game is going to go. Obviously West Ham, they lost to Nottingham, which they're probably unlucky to. But, Nottingham, they really did dominate in that game. I know West Ham did have some chances and they had a goal ruled out for offside and they had a penalty saved. But Nottingham really did well in this game, which is a bit of a concern because they are a newly promoted side. I know they have spent a ton of money in the transfer window and they brought in, some decent players. But you'd expect them to have, or take a bit of time for those players to gel. So, and then on top of that, West Ham actually did well last season, and a lot of the players that are playing or played in that game played last season, so their chemistry should be a lot better than Nottingham, yet, they're struggling against them. Makes no sense. Anyway, going on to Brighton, they've had a good start to the season. They picked up 4 points out of 6, so you can't really complain. And going to this one, I think they'll play well. Obviously Brighton, they're a team that create chances and keep possession of the ball. This will be a tough game for West Ham. They really need to win this game. I don't think a draw will be. I don't think a draw is acceptable at this point. This will be a tough game. It'll be a close one. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Brighton. Next game up is Newcastle and Man City. Like Brighton, Newcastle have had a good start to the season, but I give them no chance in this game. This will be a 2-0 win to City. And the last game for the week is Manchester United and Liverpool. This is another massive game for both sides. And it's also really interesting because I'm not really sure what's going to happen in this game. Obviously, Man United have had a dreadful start to the season. They've conceded 6 goals in their opening 2 games. So that is shocking. And for Liverpool, they seem to be struggling a bit as well. They obviously drew away to Fulham on the opening day, which was a shock. And then they failed to really break down a Palace side that, they're a team that are struggling going forward. So it's surprising to me that this result actually happened. So it looks like Liverpool, they are struggling to score goals. But it doesn't make any sense because they did score 2 goals against Fulham. So I think they just struggled to break down a well organized Palace side, which I think Arsenal did on the opening day as well. So I think Palace, they're a team that are well organized and they're drilled well defensively. But like I said, there's no excuses, so I'm not going to make any. Going to this one, this will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Liverpool. And that's about it.